Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Abhilasha Shauri from Manav Rachna International University, Faridabad. Today we are going to talk on module HPLC injectors under the paper Chromatographic Techniques. After completing this module, you should be able to understand the process of sample introduction in HPLC, to learn about various types of HPLC injectors, to understand the functioning of injectors in HPLC system, and to ascertain the advantages and disadvantages of each type of HPLC injector. Injectors are used to introduce the sample in liquid chromatography systems. They are placed immediately after the pump head and therefore are located on the high pressure side of the solvent delivery system. The injection of the sample is a critical step in chromatographic process. The inline injectors allow sample injection along with the mobile phase flow under high pressure and not only eliminate the requirement to stop the mobile phase flow but also minimize the disturbances in the chromatographic baseline. The desired and reproducible amounts of sample can be introduced into the HPLC by using sample injection valves or switching valves without causing changes in pressure or mobile phase flow. Functioning of HPLC sample injector. Usually a 6-port rotary valve is used in HPLC. At the beginning of injection, the valve is rotated by an air actuator so that solvent gets direct passage to the column. The air pressure lifts the needle that is connected to the syringe and the vial is positioned beneath the needle. The sample is drawn up by the syringe into the sample loop. The needle is raised again to move the vial away. When the needle is lowered again, the air actuator reverses the valve and the sample loop is reconnected to the mobile phase flow. When the sample is completely discharged into the column, the motor moves the syringe plunger to the end of the syringe, disposing the remaining solvent. The types of injectors. There are two basic types of injectors: manual injection system and automatic injection system. Manual sample injectors used in HPLC transfer the sample from a syringe to a constant volume sample loop, which is further connected to a stream of high pressure mobile phase through a valve which allows the sample inside the column. The valve is a 6-port rotary injection valve especially designed for this purpose. Automatic injection systems consist of autosamplers that draw the samples mechanically. Manual injector systems. Under manual injection system, the sample is introduced at atmospheric pressure into the loop by a syringe. The loops are designed to take up a fixed volume of sample like 20 microliters, 50 microliters, 100 microliters or 200 microliters. When excess of sample is injected into the loop, for example 30 microliters in a loop of 20 microliter capacity, then only the stipulated volume, that is 20 microliters, is passed into the column and the excess is drained out. Injection process of manual injector systems. In manual sample injection, when the rotor seal is in load position, the mobile phase flow is arrested. That is, in the load position, the sample loop is not aligned in the path of the mobile phase. The mobile phase flows through the sample loop in the inject position. Therefore, by turning to the inject position, the sample in the loop and is pushed by the mobile phase stream into the column. As a precaution, some amount of sample is allowed to flow into waste from the loop so that no air bubbles persist in the loop and there is no trace left of the previously used sample. The manual injection systems are generally used for microanalytical methods. Most contemporary HPLC systems are now enabled with automatic injection systems consisting of autosamplers. The functioning of injection valve is similar to the manual valves, but the sample is introduced by an automated syringe that draws the sample from the vials in a motorized tray. These eliminate personal errors, provide high precision and accuracy, and greatly enhance the productivity. Autosamplers also facilitate automatic injection of large number of samples in HPLC system. They also offer a high degree of injection volume precision and allow to introduce the required volume of sample accurately into the column. Autosamplers carry out the sample injection under pressure with the help of a motor, which is required to push the sample against high back pressure in the column. Filling of the loop and delivery of the sample to the column with high precision is done through software programming. The sequence of samples for injection from vials is also controlled with the help of computer. For this purpose, the vials are numbered according to the sequence fed in the program. Mostly, a 6-port loop injection valve is used to deliver the sample plug, which consists of approximately 20 microliters of the sample. While using an automatic sample injection system, certain precautions should be adopted to maintain the accuracy of the system and eliminate the errors. The vials should be numbered correctly on an autosampler rack and should be listed in the same sequence in the computer. The compatibility of the solvent should be checked and prime injection with the solvent should be done. In order to prevent carryover between injections, the needles and tubing should be thoroughly washed. Components of an autosampler. An autosampler is supposed to inject the sample with great precision and accuracy. Precision refers to the elimination of variation in results while conducting repeated analysis of same sample. The performance of contemporary autosamplers available in the markets is up to 0.5% or less, considering the injection repeatability using 10 microliters of injections. Precision is also important while conducting quantitative analysis using the calibration curve method. The components of an autosampler include needle, metering pump, a sample loop, and an injection valve. Vials, needle, and metering pump in an autosampler. Autosamplers use a needle that penetrates the capped sample vial. The needle is attached to a flexible tubing. Sample is withdrawn from the vial into the loop of a sample injector by suction. After withdrawal of a sample and its injection into the column, and the next sample vial on the turntable rotates and takes its position for penetration by the needle. After every use, the needle and injector should be washed out with rinse fluid. All the operations like penetration, injection and rotation etc. are controlled by timers enabled in the autosampler. In order to avoid plugging of the needle and ensure a reproducibility of sample volume for every injection, the samples should be filtered and made absolutely free from any particulate matter. In most of the autosamplers, a metering pump is used to suck the sample from the vial and an injector port is enabled through which the sample is introduced through the loop. A piston metering syringe pump aspires the predetermined volume of sample from the vial and transfers it to a large loop in a 6-port valve. Sample loop. The sample is transferred from a syringe to a sample loop, which further transfers the sample onto the column under high pressure mobile phase stream. The sample is injected into the loop when the loop is disconnected from the mobile phase flow path. After the loop is filled with the sample, it is switched back into the mobile phase flow path and the sample is swept onto the column for elution. There are two modes of loading the sample in the loop: complete filling, overfilling. It is also known as overfilling, as well as partial filling mode. Complete filling or overfilling method. In this technique, the loop is overfilled with 3 to 5 times larger volume than the volume of the injection loop. For example, a 20 microliter injection loop can be filled with 60 to 100 microliters of the sample. This method ensures that the sample remains homogeneous and dilution effect is minimized. Although ample amount of sample is required for injection, this method maintains high degree of precision and linearity and also gives high reproducibility. Complete filling is required for two reasons. Firstly, since the loop already contains the mobile phase, when the sample is loaded in the loop, it mixes with the resident mobile phase and gets diluted. While traveling through the loop, the velocity profile of sample fluid is parabolic. That is, the velocity is higher at the center of the tube, about twice of the average, while it is zero at the walls. In other words, the core of an injection plug travels faster than the peripheral fluid inside the loop. This can be seen in the figure. Partial filling method. In this method, the loop chosen is only partially filled with the sample and there is no wastage of sample. The same volume is injected onto the column to that dispensed from the syringe. The volume to be filled should not exceed 50% of the loop capacity. For example, 50 microliter of sample can be injected in a loop of 100 microliter capacity. This method is useful when the amount of sample is limited, when the sample volume needs to be varied frequently, or when loop of absolute volume is not available for complete filling. In partial filling method, the sample is likely to get diluted with mobile phase during loading, and diluted sample occupies approximately double the volume of sample loaded from the syringe. So, not more than 50% of the volume is occupied, which prevents the diluted front of the sample band from leaving the loop. This enhances the reproducibility and precision of the process. The sample volume that is to be injected onto the column is set by the syringe. Therefore, accuracy of dispensed volume is also maintained. Injection valve. Autosampler plays the most critical role in delivery of the sample. Its functioning is quite similar as that explained in the manual injection system. The sample injection into the HPLC system is very important in analytical processes, and the quality and flexibility of sample injection valve are therefore very important for reproducibility of data. Valve injection allows rapid, reproducible and operator-independent delivery of the sample. It also offers the advantage of injection of a wide range of sample volumes, ranging from about 60 nanoliters up to several milliliters, at pressures up to 7000 psi with negligible errors less than 0.2%. If sample analysis is required at different temperatures, sampling valves can be kept within a temperature-controlled oven, and another advantage can be derived for its usage. It operates by switching between two configurations and controls the flow of solvent through the autosampler device. In one configuration, it allows loop filling, and in other configuration, it allows to sweep the sample loaded into the loop to the column. The valve allows a definite sample volume to be pumped into the column every time. Types of injectors. On the basis of mode of sample loading in the loop, two types of injectors are available. Dual mode injector. This allows both partial and complete filling of the sample in the loop. These are advantageous because the partial filling mode can be employed for varying the volumes of the sample. Another one is single mode injector. This allows only complete filling of the sample in the loop and maximize the reproducibility of results. Types of autosampler designs. There are three types of operational designs that are prevalent in an autosampler: pull to fill autosampler, push to fill autosampler, and integral loop autosampler. Pull to fill or pulled loop autosampler. In this design, the sample is drawn or pulled into the injection loop through a syringe suction. The metering pump or syringe is attached to the sample port of the injector. The needle is penetrated into the sample vial and plunger is drawn back to fill the loop with a definite volume of sample. The accuracy of volume is maintained by calibration of the syringe to ensure reproducibility of sample volume during its withdrawal from the sample vial. The needle is not included in the high pressure fluid path. Pull to fill or pulled loop autosampler. During inject configuration, mobile phase flows from the pump into the column through the sample loop. The valve orientation disconnects all other autosampler components from the hydraulic path. The injection valve now has to load the sample. The syringe or metering pump pulls an exact volume of sample from the vial and transfers it into the sample loop in either full or partial loop mode. The injection valve rotates again to direct the mobile phase through the loop, effectively displacing the sample onto the analytical column. In this configuration, the other autosampler components are again disconnected from the hydraulic pathway. After every delivery, the syringe and needle are rinsed with the solvent to eliminate any carryover of the sample from one injection to the next. This slide summarizes the process of pulled loop autosampler. According to the configuration, the autosampler components are isolated from the hydraulic path during elution. Sample loading is done with the help of metering pump that draws the exact volume of sample, and sample injection is assisted by rotational movement of valve. Sample carryover is reduced through repeated washings. Pull to fill autosamplers are advantageous due to their simple yet robust mechanical design that offer greater reliability. Being simple in design, they are comparatively inexpensive and have very low maintenance costs. Some drawbacks are, however, associated with these, that is, considerable amount of sample, up to 100 microliters in some cases, is required for complete filling of needle and tubing before it reaches the sample loop. Excess of sample thus go wasted. Since the sample is drawn from the vial one after the other in mechanized way, the vials should be kept sequentially in the tray. After every injection, washing is required. Push to fill autosamplers. In push to fill technique, the syringe aligns on the sample vial and draws the desired volume of sample with the help of metering pump. The needle is not included in the high pressure fluid path. The injection valve switches the configuration and allows the mobile phase to flow directly from the pump to the analytical column. The sample content is then pushed by the metering pump into the sample loop. When the valve again changes the configuration, the mobile phase now flows through the sample loop into the column, and sample is also pushed into the column under high pressure of the mobile phase flow. Advantages of push-to-fill autosamplers. In push-to-fill design, sample loss is very less. A motor is enabled for filling and dispensing the sample from syringe. Therefore, error is also minimized to 0.5%. These autosamplers can be used for both the modes, that is, complete filling and partial filling modes. Adding further to the advantages, push-to-fill autosamplers can access sample vials randomly with variable number of injections. These can be used to inject a wide range of sample volumes as less as 15 microliters up to few milliliters. These can be programmed for dispensing definite volume and can be washed off easily using the wash solvents. Integral loop autosamplers. The integral needle loop autosamplers are used in most contemporary HPLC systems nowadays. The special feature of this system is that the sample, loop and needle together form an integrated unit and operate as an inline component of an autosampler. Therefore, it is also called direct injection system. Integral loop autosamplers. The mechanism of integral loop autosamplers is similar to other autosamplers except that it includes a high pressure seal for introducing the sample into the column. The high pressure needle seal is connected to the rotor seal through a capillary tube. The effluent flow is directed from the pump to the analytical column. When the injection valve is in load position and autosampler is disconnected from hydraulic path, the sample is drawn from the vial by the autosampler needle during this mode and filled into the integral loop with the help of a metering pump. The needle again returns to the needle seal and the sample plug is dispensed from the loop onto the analytical column. Valve switches its mode and connects the autosampler components to the hydraulic path. The sample is contained completely within the portion of the loop that is swept and complete volume of loaded sample is injected into the column. The maximum sample volume that can be injected depends upon the integral loop size. Usually, it is 100 microliter in most HPLC systems. Any amount of volume can be injected within this limit. For trace analysis or applications involving limitations of sample amount, it can be used for multi-draw option that allows pooling of injection volume of 100 microliter each, maximum ranging up to 1500 microliter. This enables to increase the volume of the sample for injection. The sample carryover can, as before, reduce by washing of injection valve and loop with wash solvents after every delivery. Several advantages are offered by integral loop autosamplers. Most importantly, in this mechanism, no sample is wasted and is therefore very important for trace analysis. Another advantage is that it is flexible for selecting different sample volumes, different number of injections, and can be programmed for accessing different sample vials. The flexibility of random access allows ease of analysis of variable number and types of samples as well as standards. The disadvantage associated with integral loop system is that the high pressure seal require regular mechanical care and maintenance. Sample carryover refers to the appearance of a peak in the chromatogram of a blank analysis. It is due to presence of leftover of the sample anywhere into the injector after previous analysis. This adds to the errors in analysis qualitatively and quantitatively both. Carryover can be of two types. First, that occurs due to dilution, in which the sample deposits to the surface of some parts of the autosampler like needle, needle seal or motor. This carryover is washed away with each subsequent run and rapidly decreases in the magnitude. Another type of carryover is adsorption, in which sample components chemically adhere to the surface of different parts of an autosampler. These are difficult to remove completely and require thorough washings for minimal disturbance or error in analysis. The first event in sample injection is aspiration of sample from the vial by the needle. Since the needle is immersed in the sample, a thin film of sample is deposited on the surface of the needle even after it is withdrawn from the sample vial. This sample-laden needle returns to the needle seal and disposes the sample for analysis. As the needle comes into contact with the needle seal, the sample remaining on the needle surface is also transferred to the surface of the needle seal, which appears as a carryover in the next analysis. To effectively minimize such carryovers, wash solvents are selected judiciously on the basis of sample characteristics. For ionic samples, wash solution should consist of counterions. For hydrophobic samples that are adsorbed to the interior of the needle or column while conducting gradient analysis, flushing can be performed by pumping a high concentration organic solvent as the mobile phase in the final stage of analysis. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. The injectors carry out important function of loading the sample into the loop and further injecting it into the column. There are different modes of injection, and based on these, several types of injectors are available. Injection valve is an indispensable component in the injection system. Efficiency of injection directly affects the precision of analysis and reproducibility of results. Thank you.